Okay, I'm back inside now, and I think it's easier for me to concentrate, and I forgot a lot on the other video, so I figured I would just add a new one where I focus more on the symptoms that I've been through. To start, when I had the chemo last week, it was really hard to suck on ice the whole time because it tasted so awful. So this next time I'm going to try to add in some hard candies to see if it makes it any easier. It tasted so bad that there was a few times when I thought I was going to throw up, but I didn't. So I'm going to tell the doctor about that too, because it could be that they could do something like increasing the pre-meds that they give you to prevent nausea and vomiting. Or maybe something that they could add to it that would make it easier for me to get through. I don't know. The other thing that happened, I know I talked on a previous video about first bite syndrome, and it does kind of come back right after chemo, and it tends to be a little bit more intense, decreasing as the days pass. It wasn't as bad as the first time, though, after the second chemotherapy, but it was there. It was very noticeable. I don't suffer with it too much now because I'm getting close to being 2 weeks out and almost ready for my fourth chemotherapy. The other thing that I did mention on the last video was the nausea and the fatigue. That's been really hard. And one of the things that makes the fatigue harder is the fact that they give you an antihistamine that makes you groggy. And so the doctor had told me to cut it in half because I was so groggy and so sedated that I wasn't breathing properly and my temperature went up. So that's something to watch out for too. You have to get up and get active to bring your temperature back down. It will go into the 99 area. It's not technically a fever. It's called a low-grade fever. But you can't stay in that state because if you don't get enough air in your lungs, you could end up with pneumonia. So you have to get up when that happens and get moving, get your breathing back right again. The other thing I wanted to talk about is more in depth about food issues because I'm really struggling a lot with food, and especially in those first several days after chemo where everything just tastes so intensely awful. It's really, really hard to get enough fluid, to get enough food. The doctors watch your weight because if you lose too much weight in a cycle, they will either cancel the chemo or they will reduce the dose. And you really don't want either to happen because you want to get the full dose and the full cycles that has been recommended for your cancer. So I'm finding that I have to play around with what works best for me. And one of the things that works extremely well, and I can actually get it down, is the things that are already bland in themselves, like white potatoes, sweet potatoes. This past week I topped the white potatoes with chili and cheese, and it actually was pretty good. I was able to eat the whole thing. It didn't taste exactly normal, but it wasn't so awful that I couldn't get it down. So the other thing that I've been eating a lot of, because they really focus on you getting enough protein. I was told by the dietitian that I have to get 75 grams of protein every day. So I've been eating a lot of tuna salad sandwiches. I even make, instead of using tuna, I do sardines, and that's really good too. It doesn't really taste that much different. And I can get those down very well. I'm gravitating more towards sandwiches. For some reason, it just seems like the combination in a sandwich is just good. I love sandwiches that are a lot like a salad with meat and bread. So, but you can't have processed meat like deli meat. All of that will make your cancer worse and make it harder to to cure it. So you have to go for things that are natural. So what I'm looking for in my shopping that I'll do tomorrow is turkey breast that you actually cook and slice yourself, chicken breast, things like that. Not ham because it's processed, not salami or any of that other stuff. Though I like it, it's processed meat and I have to stay away from it. So, but I really like the idea, like I said, of a salad between bread, slices of bread. It just always felt like a really solid meal, like I was getting a little bit of everything. And that's what I feel like I'm lacking now, because there's so many things that just taste so bad that I can't finish it. Like one of my things that I used to eat every morning was oatmeal. And you would think that oatmeal would be easy to eat. And it is, but I just, for some reason, I only could eat about half of what I normally eat, and sometimes I couldn't even get through that. It was just something about oatmeal that didn't sit right with me, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, those are just some of the things that I go through being on FLOT chemotherapy. It is not easy. You have to find what works for you, and what works for me may not work for you at all. So you kind of have to play around with it. But right now I'm thanking God that there's potatoes, because it has helped me a lot. And I can add things to them, like yogurt has a lot of protein in it. So instead of using sour cream, I put plain yogurt, not anything with sweeteners or flavorings or anything. And it doesn't have much of a taste, which I think is what I need during this chemo. I just need things that are kind of bland, that don't really have a lot of flavor. And that's what they recommended too. They didn't recommend that you would spice up your food a lot, because it would actually make you sicker and be harder to eat. So those are some of the things that I feel like I forgot on the last video. I'm still playing around with food to see if I can incorporate more things. Oh, I have bought a lot of fruit juice. Like, I did try the prune juice for constipation. It was horrible. And unfortunately, I'm going to end up dumping that whole quart of prune juice. It's just awful. So then I tried other juices. Apple juice was excellent. Like, I don't get the clear see-through stuff, that phony baloney apple juice. I get the 100% simply apple, and it was excellent. I highly recommend that on chemo. But this time around, the store that I went to had a whole array of fruit juices from the Simply line. And one of them was mango, and I love mangoes. So I got that. And I'm finding that I can't drink it. It's too sweet, I think. It's too something. And it's not sitting right with me. So I'm going to go back to this Simply Apple and make sure that I keep that in my fridge. It helps me to be hydrated because I can drink it, and it doesn't irritate my mouth in any way. It doesn't taste awful. It doesn't taste exactly the same, but it doesn't taste awful. And I need to be hydrated, because those help a lot of the symptoms too, when you're washing away those toxins that are making life so hard. So I did try these little flavoring drops that you can put in water, but I didn't find that to be very helpful at all. It tasted just as bad as plain water to me. So I don't know if I'll keep that going or not. I might just to use up the drops, because either way, whether the drops are in the water or they're not in the water, it still is awful, and it's hard to drink water. So those are just some of the things off the top of my head that I kind of wanted to express. You may not find it to be the same for you, but if it can help you to make decisions that will steer you in the right way for yourself, I'm glad that I could share. So I thank you again for joining me on this video and for listening to the end. I know that they're not fancy entertainment videos and not something that you just want to sit and watch all day, but if you're going through this, I know that it means something to you, as it means something to me. And so I'm grateful that I can share it with you. Thank you again, and have a good day.